What's going on, everybody, and welcome to another weekly episode. We have a great show tonight. We got a special guest coming on backstage, and we're going to talk a little bit about spring football, what's going on around the University of Miami football program. Ross, why don't you introduce our guest to everyone watching right now? He's a very special talent, and I think he's going to be a great running back at the next level when it's his time.
This is one of the top 2024 running backs in the entire nation, and I'll give you guys a little list of who's already offered him, just so you have an idea: Bama, Georgia, Miami, Ohio State, Michigan, Notre Dame, Oregon, Stanford, Texas, Texas A&M, USC, plus more for a 2024 running back. This is Anthony Curry.
Anthony, what's going on?
What's up? How's it going?
Good, man. Thank you so much for coming on the scoop and taking time out of your Sunday night to join us. So we greatly appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. No doubt.
So, Anthony, Ross, he speaks very highly of you as a running back. Ross, what did you see in Anthony's game that stood out to you? Because he is class of 2024 and he has all these amazing offers. It truly is pretty impressive.
Vision, balance, and IQ. No wasted movements. Doesn't dance behind the line of scrimmage. He finds his lane and he hits it hard. And he's got the big play capability. He's also got the grinded out tough yard capability as well. So I mean, what we're talking about is kind of an all around back. I'm sure he's continuing to improve more and more with the short pass game, which is something he can do already. But we're looking at an all around back right now. A 2024 kid who looks like a 2023 kid already.
Do you want to add anything to that, Anthony?
No, sir. That's pretty much how I try to model my game. Super accurate. I try to model my game as an all-around back. For simple fact that running backs in the NFL are devalued, and why would I devalue myself even more by making myself only a third down back or one type of back? Because nowadays they like the back to be able to tough runs, like the backs to be able to catch out of the backfield, go to the slot, go to the receiver. Obviously everybody wants that back that's gonna go score touchdowns. So why limit myself on being one type of back?
Love it, man. Love to hear that kind of response. Anthony, how's your recruitment going? I know you have a pretty impressive list of offers. Any schools that you've been in communication with?
So my recruiting process is going pretty smooth. Just kind of playing it like slow, kind of taking it day by day. Not really pressing too hard on where I'm going right now. I'm kind of just enjoying the process, listening to what every coach has to offer, what every program has to offer, stuff like that. I'm not really narrowing my schools down yet. Um, but yeah, so I'm just taking it by day, honestly.
Anthony, what's your current height and weight right now?
Right now I'm 5'11", 186, I think. 186, yeah.
So what are you working on this off season to take your game to the next level? Where do you really want to improve at?
So I'm glad you asked this question. Sorry about that. I'm glad you guys asked this question. I'm working on, because I pride myself on route running. Uh, like I played 7-on-7 since I was 12, and I don't put myself in a box when I play 7-on-7. I don't let people say, oh, he's just a running back, that's why he can't run good routes, or he's a running back, that's why he can't catch the ball. So I really pride myself on being a receiver. Once I step out there to play 7-on-7, I'm a receiver just like how everybody else is a receiver. And I pride myself on route running. I pride myself on catching the ball. So route running and catching, that'll be a big part of my offseason, and it already is with 7-on-7. I want to get bigger, so I want to put on some more weight, get to that 190, 195 range. Good weight, some lower body muscle, muscle mass. What else is something that I would like to work on? I would like to work on finishing my runs a little bit more, so a little bit more power through the tackle box, tackles, etc. And you kind of just reading inside zone, and really taking um, my reads before the snap happens, because in football a lot of times you can get so caught up in the moment, so caught up in adrenaline and beating the man across you because I'm a super competitive person. So I'm when I get in the game, it's always like I see that once some rivalry or competitive or some chirping is going on, I'm not off my game, but it's more of man versus man, and I want to make sure that I beat that man. And I'm so adrenaline is so high. Sometimes it can be hard to take your reads before the snap, calm down, and say, hey, what is the defense really doing right now? So that's just something that I'm working on mentally that I feel like can really take my game to the next level because when you turn on the film, when you look at me, like I have all the attributes right now, physical attributes. So it's all about the mental part now.
No, I think that's outstanding. You're trying to focus on, the mental part of the game for you. You understand you're very talented and, you're just trying to grow as a player. Anthony, who are some running backs you looked up to or maybe present day that you look up to and maybe you just watch their tape to get
Um,
better?
somebody big. Um, so the college level, I started college level. The running back that transferred from Georgia Tech to Alabama, I recently have been watching him a lot and taking some stuff from him a lot. Jameer Gibbs, I love him. I feel like he's such an all-around back, somebody that I hope to be at the next level, somebody that can return kicks, catch out of the backfield, and be a tough runner in between the tackles at the pro level. Alvin Kamara, I love him. He's exactly like what the NFL wants. Like he is the prototype of what the NFL teams are looking for in the back. Tough through the tackles, extremely great balance. Catches the ball super well out of the backfield from the slot, from outside, and that's just something that I really enjoy doing, catching the ball out of the slot and outside. And I know that that's what they're looking for. So that's why I really look up to him and look after his game, and I kind of take some stuff from him.
How is your relationship been with the University of Miami? I know they're near where you're located. Has that been a good relationship? Have you spoken to anyone on staff yet?
So I just got in touch with them recently. Coach Cristobal, talked to him on the phone, and he seems like an amazing person. Um, he originally wanted to offer me in person. He didn't want to offer me over the phone. But the running back coach um, ended up offering me. So yeah, he ended up offering me over the phone. Just I guess he couldn't wait until I was visited, but I'm definitely planning on visiting. Another recruit, Davy Belfort, quarterback, 2025 kid, out of Fort Lauderdale, and that's real good people. He's real good. That's my guy. So we'll be visiting together.
Are you working with any specific trainers this off season?
Um, let's see. I wouldn't say any specific trainers. I feel like I have everything at my disposal. Um, so my uncle, he's not a trainer, but he's kind of trained me throughout my whole life. Um, and he's just as a greatest trainer as anybody you guys see on Instagram. Um, he helped me extremely a lot with my speed, learning football, explosiveness, everything you guys turn on tape that comes from him. So he doesn't really train me anymore, just for the fact that he kind of wants us to like me and my cousin, the 3-star DB um, at my school as well. He kind of is trying to push us off, like and let somebody else have them. But I'm always gonna work with him. And, he kind of made me who I am today. So uh, yeah, just to let y'all know that it's not somebody random. I'm just training with my uncle. So that's why I had to let y'all know how credible he is. And then as far as like weightlifting, I'll be lifting with my school, and then I'll be lifting in a academy. Well, it's a gym called the Trench Academy out of Tampa, Florida, and they're really good at what they do, making guys stronger, making guys more explosive, etc. So I'll be with them as well.
How'd this last high school season go for you and your team?
Um, it was a new year for our staff. Some big changes happened. Our we had OC switches in the middle of the season, so that was kind of rough for us. Um, but we went to the playoffs. We ended up losing in the first round to a rivalry school by 1 point, and it was kind of weird. We're with a new staff as well, so that played a big part as well. But we have a lot of talent. We were young last year, and we have a lot of room to grow as a team. The bond. I feel like the bond has uh, grown a lot since last year. We weren't really tightly knit. I definitely feel like we're a lot more tightly knitted. We go places with each other now. Like we'll link up, we'll go hang out at the beach together, things like that. And those type of things really matter as far as like Friday nights, because at the end of the day, you playing for your brother, playing for the dude next to you. So when you have that bond with your teammates, it makes it better on Friday, and it makes you want to play harder and not take plays off, and etc. So I really feel like we got a lot to look forward to this season. My team will also have an ESPN game this season. So we're really growing this program. So I'm excited for this season.
Anthony, who was your favorite football team growing up?
I can't really. I mean, my favorite football team jumped around a couple times. I like the Seahawks for a while with the Legion of Boom, Richard Sherman, and all those guys on that defense are just wild. I like the Bucks a little bit as well, and then the Ravens as well when they had what's that one running back's name? I don't
Ray
want to
Rice.
say this, but like he hit his girlfriend in the elevator.
Ray Rice.
Ray Rice. When he was there, that was like my favorite team. But yeah.
Awesome. How about college football? Did you have any favorite college football teams when you were watching on Saturdays that you kept your eye out for?
Oregon. Oregon was my first
Wow.
love. I loved Oregon when D'Anthony Thomas and Marcus Mariota was there. I fell in love with them. And that was my dream school. Still is. And then after that, I went to Alabama. I loved it there. Like I loved Derrick Henry that era. And then Georgia. So like I kind of had three dreams. I switched up a lot. So those are like my three dream schools. So yeah.
Anthony, what are the best traits that a running back can have, mentally and physically? What makes an elite running back so special?
So I feel like an elite running back today, because times have changed,
Yeah.
is one, are you strong through the tackle box? Are you tough? Um, can you make defenders miss? Can you catch the ball? Can you pass block? And speed, really. So those are really like the surface level things I can say that every back that you could call great should be able to demonstrate.
You're going to be stepping into, not your senior season, but you're going to be stepping into a junior. You're still moving up more and more. Is there a responsibility to show leadership at that age, or is it something that the seniors take care of on your team?
Oh no, most definitely. I've been a born leader since I came out the womb. Everywhere I went, I always made an impact on those people around me, and I always just kind of stepped into a leadership role, unintentionally or intentionally. So I've kind of been like leading my team since kind of at the end of freshman year. At the end of freshman year, most of my seniors got quarantined, and then that kind of like forced me to take over the team and like kind of control it. And I was still young. You got to understand, I'm 15, 14, still trying to learn how to talk to upperclassmen, control the team, and stuff like that. And it's still something I'm growing in and, learning more about as I go along. So I've been in a leadership role on this team, kind of been what you would say, quote unquote, the team captain, but I never had the title of the team captain. We had no team, no quote unquote team captain. It was just kind of whoever stepped up and led. And so I kind of feel like I was put in that position ever since the end of freshman year. And so that won't be anything new to me this year. I know the role, I know my responsibility of this team. And so I'm just kind of continuing to grow, continuing to get better at being a leader, being a better teammate, lead by example. stuff like that. So it's not really new. I kind of already been in the role. It's just about getting better at it now at this point.
All right, and we got some people in the chat asking about Anthony. It's Anthony Carey, class of 2024 running back. He holds offers from Alabama, Texas A&M, every school in America, you name it. He's going to be one of the top running backs in the nation when it's his time for the class of 2024, and definitely a very talented player to look out for. Ross, anything else you want to ask Anthony before we let him go on his Sunday night? You're on mute.
Yeah, I was on mute. My bad. Yep, we got the question that we ended up every time, Anthony. This is a question I ask every single recruit. Why do you love the game of football?
Whew, that's a great one. So I'm gonna just take you back to my childhood. Around maybe like 4 or 5 years old, my mom put me in flag football, and it's just simple as this. Ever since I started playing, I just fell in love with it. And the plan was to, try out different sports, go play basketball, go try soccer, go try tennis, like all those sports. That was the goal. But once I played football, it's just like I love this, and I can't do without this. My mom tried to sign me up for different sports, told me I couldn't play football because I was gonna play basketball, and I cried. So I guess that's when she realized that this boy really loves football and I need to keep him in football. So that's what she did. She kept me in football. I've been playing football since I was 5 years old. Have not lost an ounce of love for the game, an ounce of passion for the game. And so it's just really simple. I just fell in love with the game at a young age.
That's all I got, Paul.
Well, Anthony, thank you so much for coming on. We greatly appreciate your time and best of luck. This next coming season for you. We're very excited about your recruiting process and how you're going to excel as a football player. We know you're
Thank you so much for having me.
There is one thing that we need to do here, though. Anthony,
What's that?
You got a YouTube channel. Go on and plug it.
Oh, how did I forget about that? How I actually dropped the video today. So can I just give a brief explanation of what it is?
Yeah.
Okay, so for the people that's watching, I have a YouTube channel called Young Athletes TV. And so basically what I do is I, do vlogs, do game day vlogs, do day in life, just to kind of give people, specifically the younger generation of athletes, insight on what it is to be a D1 recruit, prospect, whatever you want to call it, in high school, and kind of the things you should do, the things you shouldn't do, and just kind of give insight on what that process is like. And so this my whole channel, and if you go on my channel, you read the description of my channel, it'll kind of give you a little bit more about it. But the whole reason I started this channel is because I was that same kid, wondering what it was like to be a Division I recruit at the high school level as well as the college level. So me as a child, I think YouTube has the answers to everything. Which it does for the most part. So I go on YouTube, searching up, trying to find out, what the Division I recruits in high school are doing. What is it like to, be a recruit? And so, of course, you find, the camps, the Nike opening camps, the Adidas All-American camps. And, that's cool, but that's not really showing me what it's like. So I remember that thought. And so once I, got a little bit older and I'm in that position now, fortunate enough by the grace of God to be in this position now, I was like, why not, do that for the generation behind me, the generation that's looking up, thinking the same thing that I was thinking. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm almost to 1,000 subscribers. So I would love you guys to go ahead and go subscribe to my channel, check out a few videos, comment, tell me what you guys think.
What's the name of it, Anthony?
Young Athletes TV.
Young, just like young, how it's spelled?
Yep, Young Athletes TV. Just everything is regular.
Put it in right there for you. Subscribe to Young Athletes TV. Help Anthony get to 1K subscribers, Canes Nation. Greatly appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Awesome, Anthony. Well, thank you again for your time today, and have a great rest of your Sunday.
Yes, sir. You too.
All righty. Take care, Anthony. All right, Anthony Carey, class of 2024, running back, holds offers from Alabama, Miami, Texas A&M, Michigan. I mean, he's going to be a star future running back at the next level. I think Ross is on mute again.
Huh, that's weird. Anyways, dude, I think that they're the Ohio States of the world, the Notre Dames, the Oregons, they're all involved with that recruitment as well. I think it's going to be one of those ones when he drops a top 10 list, it's going to be like a top 10 list of basically 10 of the best 15 colleges in the entire country, basically, because that's who's going after him.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's get into it. Will Mallory is out for spring football, has a shoulder injury. This is going to be a great opportunity for some of our younger tight ends to step up. I know there's a lot of noise out there for Jaleel Skinner. The people want him to succeed, potentially a day one starter offensively, Ross.
That's tough. I think Arroyo might be a little bit ahead of him in that aspect, but I think that at minimum, there'll be packages specifically set up for Skinner to utilize his intangibles, because he's got a makeup that just screams mismatch.
I think Jaleel Skinner is going to be a part of the tight end rotation heavily. He may not be the starter from day one. I'm curious how this injury goes with Will Mallory, if this has been a lingering injury. He's never really been fully healthy during his time at the University of Miami. I feel like he's gone a little bit slower. But, this could be a great opportunity for guys like Elijah Arroyo or Jaleel Skinner to really step up and, maybe get on that first team.
Yeah. I can even see moments where a guy like Mammarelli, if we end up, having a lingering issue with Will and it goes into the season, guys like Mammarelli will play a role simply for blocking. So we got to definitely mention all those guys, because they all could play a role. Actually, they really could.
I'm really excited. I think this is a really good opportunity for Jaleel Skinner to step up and get on that first team.
I'd love to see it, man. I mean, I refer to him as the ultimate offensive weapon. I don't even talk about he's not a tight end, he's not a running back, he's not a wide receiver. He is the ultimate offensive weapon, dude. And man, you get him on the field. You find ways to get him on the field, and he will perform if you do it. Tight end's one of those positions now that traditionally it takes a little time for guys to get worked into tight end, but he's not going to be running a traditional tight end set. He'll be doing a hybrid set, which I think fits him perfectly. That tells me that he really might have a chance as a true freshman to get out there even a little more than I'm expecting.
So let's talk about Mitchell Agudi, defensive lineman, edge rusher from UCLA, picks the University of Miami in the transfer portal. I thought this was a nice addition. He had roughly, I think, 4.5 forced fumbles this past season. Nice edge rusher. Do you think, I know someone in the comment section is like, hey, we got that linebacker from UCLA, but do you think he's going to be utilized primarily as just like an edge rusher and contribute to the defensive line, Ross?
Yeah, I see him at the edge, definitely. And that's where we need the help on. We do. And his makeup actually fits it. His makeup and playing style actually fits what we're going to do on the end. So I'm totally okay with him making that move. He was supposed to be the leader for that UCLA defense this last year. And I don't know if you're aware of this, but did you know that he decided to transfer the same day they made their new defensive coordinator hire at UCLA?
Really? That's interesting.
Same exact day.
Wow. And he's supposed to be one of the leaders for this next upcoming season for UCLA's defense.
He was supposed to be, if not one of the leaders, the leader possibly for that defense.
Yeah, no, I agree with what Chris Mitchell was saying, man. It's an outstanding addition to the Miami Hurricanes football program. Look, we're going to need help in the following areas. We're going to have better coaches, obviously. But the linebacker play, I think edge rushers is a big question mark. We understand the personnel we have and there's talent, but who is going to step up? Everybody, I'm very high on Jahvari Harvey. I think his physical measurements are through the roof. I think he can be a Power 5 player. Chance Williams is another great football player as well. He had a great past season. But who is going to step up from the group? I don't know. There's still question marks, and we need to provide depth there. I think adding Mitchell Agudi was a great addition.
Are you aware of what happened to him when he was younger, Paul?
Yes, I believe he was hit in the head. There was an accident, and then he fell into a coma.
Yeah.
And he's Look at him now. Played at UCLA and Miami.
Doctors had told his parents that, if he survived, that he wouldn't have much mobility. He'd be pretty limited, and he got up miraculously, and he was getting range of motion way ahead of time, and he was back at it. They told him they didn't want him to play contact sports. Well, guess what he did? He went and played contact sports, and look at him now in the P5 playing football.
I love how we're utilizing the transfer portal, getting Daryl Portal Jr., a junior from West Virginia, to help out with our DBs. We're going to need help. Our defense, is transitioning into a new defensive coordinator. It's the personnel is not as strong. Hopefully they'll develop with this coaching staff, but we're going to need assistance from other Power 5 players coming in through the transfer portal.
Yeah.
That's going to be the reality of the situation. I know there was Justin Flo. There was social media content out there spreading that he had a hat with him at the University of Miami on his signing day. You can take it for a grain of salt. Some people got excited. I think it was a little bit of teasing, but we'll see what happens. The transfer portal every day is going to be evaluated. I think it will be more after people transfer from spring football, because you meet with your coaches. Hey, where do I stand in playing times? Players are going to leave. That's just part of the process of a new coaching staff. And then you're going to have to fill in the holes there of other players who transfer from their programs, and maybe you like them a lot.
Yeah, that's kind of why it's nice to sometimes be able to sit back and wait. Because if you can read the transfer portal very well and you can understand it, you'll know that guys, even if you miss on a guy, there's still an opportunity down the road to get a guy that you really might even like even more. So you got to weigh those options out. They got to go, hey, how much do we like this guy who's available right now? And we're hearing rumblings a guy might, down the road might go, we're higher on him. Do we wait or do we pull the trigger? And I think it's a tricky thing for some the coaches. I think it is, but definitely, Paul, most definitely, regardless of the numbers that we have, I can still see us going out to add another defensive end at pass rusher.
Hey, the more the merrier. That's the way I see it. We need to add more personnel because this is a very specific season. You have Tyler Van Dyke, one of the top quarterbacks in the nation, as your QB. Okay, I mean, this is probably going to be his last year at the University of Miami. Hopefully everything goes well. You have Josh Gaddis as your offensive coordinator. He's not going to be at Miami more than 3 years, maybe even 2. Maybe if Miami does a tremendous job this season, he's probably going to be gone. So you need to take advantage with the coaching staff you have and the personnel. Kevin Steele tends to leave schools after 2 or 3 years. Then you have Charlie Strong coaching linebackers. He's either going to be a DC somewhere or maybe even a head coach. Who knows? But your coaching staff may not stay after this season. Even Jason Taylor's on staff. So you need to take advantage of this season with the personnel you have and the players and go all out with the transfer portal. If you feel like you are weak, slim at a certain position, be aggressive. You have a good personnel. You have a good coaching staff to get you to the ACC championship game. You got to kill it this year.
One of the other nice things, Paul, that I like about the position we're in is that, yes, history does play a role in this, especially with coaches and stuff. You can get an idea of what they want to do. But as of right now, there is no blueprint for what we're going to do at the University of Miami with our new coaches. These coaches that we're going against are going to have to pretty much break it down week by week because we're going to be a different team. This is going to be a different team than what Mario had at Oregon. I can guarantee that. It's going to look a lot different. But that's where you get teams by surprise, dude. If they don't know what to expect, they don't match up with us well, dude, that's where we can really make some noise year one.
Something was interesting. I mean, Leonard Taylor was asked, hey, going up against this new O-line that's being coached by Coach Mirabal, how are they improving? He said they're getting better. And this is a lot better unit overall. That's something I'm very excited about. Ross, you mentioned we don't really know what to expect. Teams don't know what to expect. Josh Gaddis is OC. Yeah. Was Jim Harbaugh calling plays at Michigan? I don't know. I think only Coach Harbaugh and the players at Michigan's offense knows, right?
Yeah.
We're going to see Josh Gaddis with a new personnel. It's a different style of players between Miami and Michigan. It's power football. Totally. Miami is speed. This is going to be a very interesting offense. We're going to get a glimpse of it during the spring game. What we're going to see from Miami. I'm telling you what, there's a lot of interesting question marks going into the season. I don't think our opponents have answers to, except for like a small clip of our spring game.
I want to see thunder and lightning this year, man. I want to see us impose our physical will and our athletic will upon teams that simply shouldn't even be in it with us after halftime. That's what I want to see.
Absolutely.
I'm ready to see Miami kind of bully some teams again.
Yeah,
I'm ready.
I mean, literally, Ross. I mean, the games against your UVA's, the Dukes. I mean, even North Carolina. There's nobody in our division. Nobody that really toe to toe with talent. I mean, with the coaching staff we have, this is night and day. I mean, North Carolina with Sam Howell, they had a good quarterback, but then Sam Howell's third year was awful. It was an awful season. Their second year was good. That was a very good
Yeah,
UNC
good year.
football
Yeah.
team. You know, but man, I mean, the Coastal is just wide open every year, and it's getting pathetic if we don't win it. It really is getting pathetic. That should be the standard at Miami, going to the ACC title game every year.
Yeah.
Seriously.
I mean, it's something that we should have been grasping years and years and years ago. It's not like it's been something that's been a mystery. That's been a very, very weak point in the ACC for year after year after year. And the team who ends up winning it often isn't a great team. They're just a mediocre team. So there's no reason why we can't be the front runners in that bracket there. There's just absolutely no reason. We've got the coaches, we're getting the players, and we're recruiting at a higher level now.
Yeah,
No reason.
much higher level. Ross, any update from recruits you've been speaking with in recruitment at all? Their communication with the coaching staff.
Yeah, got to tap in with a 4-star defensive lineman, Darren Reed. You know, he's a guy I'm high on, been high on for a while. He's in contact pretty much all the time with them. He talks with Salavea and Coach Dennis. Raymond Polito, another offensive tackle out of California. He's getting texts almost every day, he said. Trey Wilson, the defensive lineman that we just had on recently for an interview. He says that the staff is in contact with him often and been in contact with him pretty much every day since we got that interview done with him. So they're really active with him. Javante Connor, he's a tight end that we just offered. Another guy who told me staff is in contact with him often. Alos Alanin.
That's the big one.
That's
the big one.
Literally. I got a chance to talk to him about some stuff, and we talked about how when he got his Clemson offer, what I felt Miami would do in return. And I said, Miami's going to turn the heat up when they see that Clemson offer. I hit him up 2 days after that. I said, so what happened? He said, Miami turned the heat up.
Yeah. By the way, Los Allen has offers from Alabama, Ohio State, Clemson, Miami. He's a 5-star offensive lineman originally from Finland. He's like 6'7", over like 300 pounds. He's literally an NFL body and a 17-year-old. He's not even an adult, technically, legally. And he's already looking like a grown man at 17. 5-star.
There are some other names that, aren't always in the forefront when people are talking about recruiting this year, but there are guys like Tosin Babalade, who's getting contact from the staff from Mirabal and Pata, and that's been fairly consistent.
Yeah.
Bubba Jeffries, he just visited, loved it, said he'll be coming back, so that's great. He's out of Tennessee. Sounds like Jason Taylor has truly made an impact.
Yes.
It sounds like he's like blowing people's minds and stuff, I guess, dude. We just had Ruben Bain on for how many days? Like 5 days. He showed up, dude. I mean, it's crazy. Landon Hatchett, the center that we're going after from Washington, same thing. Staff is hitting him up often. Number 1 linebacker in the nation, Anthony Hill, told me the staff is in contact with him, and he speaks to all of them. That was quoted from him. He speaks to all of them on the staff. They're definitely prioritizing it. Connor Knight just visited Miami. He was there a 3-day visit. Offensive tackle Clay Whedon is in constant contact, primary contact with Mirabal. And James Jenkins, a guy that we haven't talked about in a while, he's in contact with Mirabal as well.
Recruiting is a lot more better. It's intense in a good way. We're going after recruits we probably would have never had a shot with previously. Bringing on a guy like Jason Taylor, one of the best edge rushers in the game of football to ever play. I mean, he's in the Hall of Fame. That speaks volume. You have Ed Reed as well hanging around the program.
Sounds like he's a good teacher, too.
Yeah. Charlie Strong has a great reputation in the game of football. Kevin Steele has literally been coaching in the game of football for like 50 years, it seems like. You have Josh Gaddis, Broyles Award finalist, comes from Michigan. Coach Mirabal, the development of Penei Sewell. I mean, everyone has respect for him. He's known as one of the best O-line coaches. Coach Cristobal, he's just your finisher. All right, the guy's passionate, loves the game of football, has great connections, great network in football. Everyone knows him as one of the best recruiters in the game of football. Look at this staff, guys. It's tremendous. And then Kevin Smith from Ole Miss, who came over.
Getting the Central head coach, I think that was a big pull for us locally, dude. Honestly, Rowan, what's his name? Rowan Smith.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I think that was a big pull for
Roland
us.
Smith as well. I keep
Yeah.
forgetting more names. They just keep coming. It's that good of a staff.
So you got to figure this. Bane's been on campus like he's just been soaking it in, absolutely loving it. We hired his brother a while ago. He said that's been nothing but fantastic for him because he's at his dream school. So I mean, man, we got the central coach as well. The guy that he has been under his wing the whole time. I would be absolutely shocked if Ruben Bain didn't end up as a Cane. I'd be shocked.
I think the ball's in Miami's court for Ruben Bain. I think he wants to be a Miami Hurricane too.
As long as we handle it properly, he's when he wants to see certain things. He's very methodical about his approach to stuff. He doesn't just sit back and just kind of fly by. He's thinking one step ahead all the time. I noticed.
Yeah,
he's always thinking one step ahead.
All right, Ross, who do you believe is the number one quarterback target for Miami for 2023? I think it's Dante Moore, and then 2024 is where things get interesting.
For which year? Sorry,
2023 and 2024 quarterback.
It sounds like we really like Rashada in 2023. Sounds like he's a guy that we really want to make a push for. Dante Moore, of course, is going to be there with the ties to Gaddis. 2024, I spoke with Mabry Meditor a little bit. It doesn't sound like our staff has hit him up necessarily, but there's been some contact through like social media and just like following, just getting things started basically. And he's a 2024 kid, so it's pretty limited on what they can say to him. But yeah, I mean, honestly, those would be the guys I would keep an eye on right now. And there is another one too, Eli Holstein. He just decommitted from Texas A&M, and we had an offer on him too, and our staff was really high on him.
So, Ross, I want to kick back to spring practice a little bit. Obviously, Chaney and Knighton are not practicing during the spring. You ain't Thad Franklin running with the ones. Henry Parrish, I believe he could be out there. I haven't caught up with spring practice as much as I should have. But, Coach Kevin Smith made a comment saying Trevante Citizen may be getting some reps in the running back rotation come season time. He really believes in him. I mean, he went out recruited him. That's his guy. Citizen is his recruit that he wanted, and Henry Parrish.
Yeah, Parrish and Citizen, yeah.
We have so many running backs. It's going to be hard to contribute, the carries, obviously. But, do you think Citizen can crash the party? I know Parrish will play. I mean, they brought him over from Ole Miss, Coach Smith himself. He's going to play. Do you think Citizen can crash the rotation at running back and get early snaps?
Do you want to know what's crazy, dude? Is while we were talking about this the whole time and talking about the depth, he didn't even cross my mind. I forgot that we had the guy on the team, bro.
It's a lot.
That's how much talent we're bringing in. It's a good thing. Oh, yes, it's a great thing.
Yeah.
Citizen is the type of running back that can play a role immediately just because he can run through the tackles. There's always a need for that. If we need a guy to come in and kind of, barrel over a little bit or break a couple tough yards or grind it out, he's got that capability to do that. He can get to the outside. He can show a little bit of speed. But mostly I think that if we brought him in, we'd be using him to pound it out pretty much.
Beautiful. I know I said this in the past. I think there's going to be an odd man out from the returners. I don't think it's going to be Chaney. I think Parrish will play. I like Knighton. I'm seeing if they're going to put Citizen, Parrish, Knighton, and Chaney. I think Parrish and Chaney will play. That's where I'm saying if Citizen's going to get in the mix, it seems like Coach Smith really wants him to. I think Knighton's going to be your third or fourth running back, and I know people may not like that. That's just my guess. Because Parrish was taken from Ole Miss, and that was Kevin Smith's running back that he coached. He's going to get snaps. They wouldn't bring him in if he wasn't going to play. I think Chaney is just, you got to get him on the field, man. He literally took Henry Toto from Alabama out of the game, one-on-one, pound for pound. I mean, that literally has to hit you. Physically speaking, Don Chaney is, just got to get him in the game.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised even early on if we start to see carries that we didn't all expect. Getting spread around certain times, maybe even utilizing it as a matchup basis, where we're finding mismatches and we're going directly at it. I think our running back room is freaking loaded, man. I think it would be a shame if Knighton got pushed down that far, just for the simple fact that he's just so damn explosive. I would like to find a way to have Parrish and Knighton coexist. That's not gonna that means that there's definitely gonna be guys sitting on the bench at times. But I think there's a way they can coexist in this offense.
It'll be interesting who gets the majority of carries. It's going to be very interesting.
Yeah,
you got three running backs: Knighton, Chaney, and Henry Parrish. One's got to get the majority. I would love Chaney because I think he's just a pound for pound running back. Literally, he's a bowling ball.
And we got Thad back there just in case, just in case we need a pounder or somebody gets injured or something. We got Thad back there who showed actually a little bit more boost last season. I was impressed. And dude, we've got one guy. We got Cody Brown, but I mean, I'm not sure how long.
Yeah. Like I said, I think Parrish is going to get a lot of snaps. They brought him over from Ole Miss. I think he's going to play. I would be very surprised if he doesn't get a lot of snaps.
And I think a lot of it, Paul, is because he's a factor in the short pass game. I really believe that's one of the big reasons, because while Knighton can do that as well, we didn't have that second guy that could get in space and really break it off, unless you want to do Brashard Smith, who wasn't a traditional tight end or running back.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. It's going to be interesting. Before we head out, Ross, talk about the Washington brothers' commitment. Bobby and Robbie Washington out of Miami Killian High School commits to the University of Miami. These are some speedsters we're getting. I mean, really fast players. Just overall, kind of what are your thoughts on them? Because I know you're really big on the brothers.
Yeah, I mean, Robbie he's going to prove to be a legit 4.3 type of guy, like a high 4.3, 4.38, 4.39 type of guy. His brother is mind-blowing at his size, at 6'3", what he does. He races Robbie neck and neck. Robbie sent me that video of them racing neck and neck on the street in front of their house, because they're super competitive. They're brothers. They're just super competitive. To see Bobby be there neck and neck at the end of that 40-yard race with Robbie, who is the speedster, dude, that Bobby's playing linebacker and he's showing that kind of speed. That's scary dope. That's scary dope, dude. These guys have high upside in multiple ways. Yeah, literally multiple ways. I'm really happy that we got Bobby on board and Robbie.
Hey, we're just going to keep building this class. I'm telling you, I'm expecting a top 10 finish. Nothing less than that, honestly. I think we're really going to finish in the top 10. Top 5 would be great, but I mean, it is the first recruiting cycle. Mario Crispo and the staff is outstanding. I'm expecting a top 10 finish. I really am.
As more film comes out, I believe that you'll see some of the guys that we're going after currently right now that are going to get a bump, or they're going to get a boost in their rankings. So anybody we draw in from that and we're just going to get extra points. But I can also see a guy like Bobby Washington earning an extra star just by his play, because he's got the physical package that they try to glorify in the 4-star and 5-star system. While he might be a little rough around the edges as a player, he's got the explosive athleticism that basically almost all 4-stars have. So I could see him getting a bump.
Absolutely. Well, hey, thank you everyone for tuning in tonight. Greatly appreciate your support. Please hit the subscribe button and the like button on your way out. We'll be coming out with a recruiting show this Tuesday night. Talk some Miami Hurricanes football recruiting. So appreciate it. And always all about the U. Go Canes.
Go Canes.